as of now in semester 1 we had learned about the what is the computer and what are the parts included in it and what are the components of a computer and how those are supported to the user instructions and regarding memory parts and as well RAMs, external and internal output devices, input devices, and all those things we had learned. And also finally we came to know that how to connect a device into the network with the help of the network topologies and with the help of the network devices, how we can connect the interconnect the computers as well the how we can connect within the internet. So this is what we had discussed about in the earlier semester. So in this semester, in previous semester we had discussed about the softwares and hardwares and all those things. So here the how the device is going to be work on the based on the user instructions. First of all, user computer cannot think itself, right? Computer cannot think itself, so that computer always follows the user's instructions. Whatever the user has given the instructions to the computer, it responds accordingly. So here in the semester 2 we need to prepare a set of instructions like a software. Okay, to prepare the software we need to make ready a program. So the program means nothing but a set of instructions. Okay, so in the semester 2 we are going to be discussed about the methodologies of problem solving. First of all, in the first unit, that is we are going to discuss about problem solving and programming methodologies. What is the problem, how we are going to be solve it, and next what are the methods that we need to follow to write a good program. Okay, so before let into the first unit, get into the first unit. Before going to discuss of the unit 1, we need to know what are the objectives of this unit 1. So first of all, this problem solving and programming methodologies, the contents are included here is understanding of the problem and solutions for the problem, and break down the solutions into simple steps. That is what the modular approach. Identification of arithmetic and logical operations required for solutions, and control structures like a conditional control structure, looping, finite and infinite loop. First of all, you may get the doubt, sir, what is the problem? Problem is anything. Suppose you want to work on the computer. Okay, you want to work on the computer to complete a single task. That's whatever it is. You want to calculate, you add two numbers, subtract two numbers, divide two numbers, multiply 100 numbers, divide by 100 numbers, you add the 1000 numbers. So that each and everything is a problem. Please mute your mics. So this is what the problem. So the thing you need to do is you need to prepare a solution. First of all, what is the problem? First of all, you have to understand that. For example, I'm giving you a problem that you need to add the two numbers, the numericals, x plus y, x and y. I'm giving you two numbers, x and y. Okay, so I'm asking you to add the two numbers is one problem, subtract the two numbers another problem, divide the two numbers another problem, and multiply the two numbers another problem. So first of all, you need to understand what is the problem and what you have to do. Whether you have to do it is a subtraction or addition or multiplication or division, whatever it is. So that is what you need to do. Moreover, first before going to coming to the your real life lifetime example. For example, you want to prepare a tea. Okay, you people very aware of that, how to prepare the tea. So before going to that, you need to understand how to prepare it and what are the ingredients that are required to prepare the tea and all this. Already in many classes I have told you in semester 1 also, when I have taken the live classes. So again I am telling you. So first of all, you need to understand what you have to do. You want to prepare the tea or coffee or anything other else. So first you came to one conclusion that you have to prepare the tea. So Next step is solution for the problem. Okay, once you want to find out the solution and what kind of solution that it requires. So you want to find out the solution for problem means you need to gather the ingredients. Okay, you need to gather the ingredients. So before going to make it, that is what the solution for the problem, and break down the solution into simple steps. Okay, suppose there is a lengthy process problem is there. For example, you need to add 10 numbers, multiply another 10 numbers, and divide by another 10 numbers, and subtract by another 10 numbers. So here 4 operations you need to apply in 40 numbers. So the thing you need to do is, first you have to divide into first 10 numbers, break down the solution into simple steps. Okay, for addition part you need to separate the 10 numbers, for the subtraction part you need to separate the 10 numbers, for multiplication part you need to separate the 10 numbers, and for the division part you need to separate the 10 numbers. So here you have break it down the 4 parts of the solution. So again finally the 4 parts you are going to do club together, then finally you will get an answer. So that is what the modular approach. I will explain you in coming slides, no problem. Identification of arithmetic and logical operations. So you need to find out what is the arithmetic operations and logical operations. There is a lot of difference between the arithmetic operations and logical operations. What is the arithmetical operations? For example, x plus y is there. X equal to 2, y equals to 3. So then x plus y equals to 2 plus 3 equals to 5. That is what the mathematical operation. That is what the arithmetic operation. Then coming to the logical operation. Logical operation means the logical operands are there: less than, greater than, or equals. When a less than b is one of the logical operation, and when b less than a, this is another logical operation. When a equals to b, b equals to a, this is such kind of expressions called it as a logical operations. I will give you example, no problem. And coming to the control structures. Control structures always depends upon the conditions. Conditions. The conditions may be like if, or while, or do while. These are the conditions that are going to be existed in our concept. So what is the condition? If a less than b, it is going to be happen something. If b less than a, it is going to be happen something. So the result depends upon the condition. If the result is going to be depends upon the condition. I will tell you one example. If you scored the 35 marks in your subject, if your marks, so minimum marks of 35 marks, right? Yeah. If the marks you scored in your subject, mathematics or whatever it is less than 35, is that gives the result fail. Is greater than 35 gives the result pass. So that is what the concept here. The condition is we are fixing it for 35 marks. The condition is 35 marks. Once your marks obtained you by is less than 35, the result comes like fail. Okay, if you obtain the marks greater than 35, the result comes like pass. Okay, and if the condition is 60, less than 60, second class, greater than 60, first class. If the condition set for it 70%, above 70, distinction. Okay, less than 70, not distinction, or first class. That is what the condition that you are going to be apply here. I will explain you, no problem. Just what are the things that we are going to be covered in this unit 1. I'm telling you right now. And the next, clarity and simplicity of expressions. So when you are taking the expressions into your problem, so no need to worry about it, and don't take hard expressions. Just the expressions must be very simple, and it must be in clarity mode. Use of proper names for identifiers. What is the names and identifiers? I will tell you, no problem. And comments, indentation, documentation, program maintenance, and running and debugging programs. All these things are included in this unit 1. And next, types of errors are here. While you are doing the program, what kind of errors are going to be occurred, the mistakes that you are doing in the program. Okay, so coming to the introduction. So this is what all about the things that we are going to be covered in coming slides. Okay, so this is what introduction. What is the first introduction of our unit 1? Because as you know that a computer is an advanced electronic device. okay, which is a very powerful and versatile machine capable of performing different tasks. Even though computer is an advanced electronic device, okay, even though computer is an advanced electronic device, it cannot think itself. Until unless user gives the instruction, the system will not respond, because the system depends on only the user's instruction. That is what the program fixed in it. Okay, because of system, computer don't have the intelligence and it don't have the IQ. Okay, the intelligent quotient is absolutely zero in the computer. That is why only computer never follow and never think its own. It always depends upon the user's instructions. So here computer performs a task exactly as per the instructions given by the user. What does it mean by computer performs the task exactly as per the user instructions? Okay, if the user gives the wrong instruction, automatically the system also gives the wrong output. Instruction is nothing but input that the user is giving to the computer to do so and so task or so and so work. So here computer performs tasks exactly as per the instructions given by the user. If the instruction is wrong, automatically the system also gives the wrong output. If the user gives the right instruction, then automatically the system gives the right output. Why? Because system cannot think itself and system cannot analyze that the instruction is right or wrong. That is what the system depending always the user's instructions. So here a wrong or ambiguous instructions may sometimes leads to unsuccessful. So strictly and blindly computer follows the user's instructions. He doesn't think that the instruction is good or bad, right or wrong, nothing. Whether it is wrong or ambiguous, ambiguous nothing but it doesn't have a clarity. Ambiguous means clarity and a wrong sentence and wrong instruction also. Ambiguous instruction may sometimes leads to unsuccessful. Unsuccessful means a wrong instruction or ambiguous instructions gives the automatically wrong output. Once the user gets the wrong output, it doesn't mean that the task or work is unsuccessful based on his or user's instruction. Yeah. In order to instruct a computer correctly, the user must have a clear understanding of the problem. Because why the user have a clear understanding on the problem? Because if the user understand the problem, then only he will instruct to the computer. Okay, first of all, user has to understand about the problem. Until unless the user understands the problem, he cannot explain to the computer. Okay, he cannot explain to the computer in conversion of machine language, because system understands only the system language. When the user gives the instruction in the form of input, then system receive it and it converts into the machine level language. So that before going to perform the task in the computer, user has to understand the problem clearly. Then only he is going to be work on the computer, and then only he is going to be give the right instructions to the computer. Okay, and next, once the problem is well defined and a method of solving is developed, then the instruction the computer solve the problem becomes a relatively very easier task. So when the user is aware of the problem, how the problem is going to be solved, so accordingly the user give the instructions to the computer what the step-by-step procedure the computer needs to perform. Okay, when the user don't know the problem clearly, he cannot give the proper instructions to the computer to complete the task in a step-by-step process. That is what the thing here. Whatever you want to do the computer, user has to have the clear understanding on the problem or task or work, whatever it is. Until unless the user don't have the proper idea or a proper knowledge on the problem, he cannot give the instructions to the computer to get the successful output. Okay, go for the next slide. Before going to write a computer program to solve a given problem, it is necessary to formulate or define the problem in a piece of manner. So whatever you want to do, for example, as I told you that to prepare the tea, first you need to take a bowl and next you have to add some water and milk and sugar and tea powder. Then next you need to boil the mixture for a while. So before going to that, what I'm taking is I'm not following the sequence, and my task is not in proper manner. First I have taken the bowl and added sugar, and next I added tea powder and boiled it for a while, and then again I am adding the milk or water. So here the sequence is missing. So when the sequence is so finally ultimately the output comes in any kind of format, but it is good format or bad format. When we see the output, then only we come to know that. But the thing is, when you want to get the successful output, you need to perform, okay, you need to perform the sequential manner. First, what the thing you have to do, take the bowl and next add some water or milk, okay, and next add the sugar, tea powder, and next you need to boil the mixture for a while. Then only you will get successful tea output. As like that, until unless you followed the proper steps and sequential steps and well defined steps, you will not get any kind of successful output. Sir, what is that well defined and formulate and all those things? So well defined means the inputs that are going to take by you are, it must proper defined, it must have the proper definition and a well defined objects that you need to take it. So what I am taking is, if you want to prepare the tea, you need to take only tea or tea powder and sugar. Instead of the tea powder, I am taking chili powder. So is something going to be a disturbing thing that I am going to take another object instead of the right object. So that is why I am telling you, you need to take the necessary to formulate or define the problem in a precise manner. So it has to the objects, or objects are like ingredients. Once you get the proper ingredients, then only you will get, and the proper objects and well defined object and well defined things, then only you will get successful output. Once the problem is defined, the steps here, once the problem is defined, the steps required to solve, and it must be stated clearly in the required order. So as I told you that it must be in clearly and required order. Once you change the order, then automatically out the results also in results also will get in different order. So that is what. Yeah. Coming to the problem solving. Sir, how can we solve the problem? Sir, first of all, what is the problem? Problem is nothing but a task. Just a task. If simply I am telling you that you need to add, okay, you need to add two numbers, whatever it is, x plus y. Okay. Yeah. For example, you want to add the two numbers, that is what, x and y. Okay. X and y is variables. If you take the x equals to 5 and y equals to 6, okay, always I'm telling you that in the format of x and y only. So the variables, always variable means you can assign the value to that variables. So x plus y means x is a one input and y also another input, and plus is the operator that you want to do. What do you want to do in between? What do you want to apply the relation in between two numbers x and y? So that is what going to be happen here. So first of all, you need to understand the problems. Okay, problem means what is that problem first? What is x and what is y? Those are the numerical numbers. And next, what you want to going to apply the operation in between the x and y. Okay, so x is a operand and y also a operand, and addition is operator. Okay, operator is going to be manipulate the values of the two operands, x plus y, then it becomes the z equals some other value. 5 plus 6 equals to 11 equals to z. So that is what the problem you need to do. So a computer cannot solve problem at its own. So you are utilizing the services of the computer, but you have to instruct the computer what it has to do. So first you give the first input x, and then you give the second input y, and then system don't know what to do with that x and y. again you are sending the another operator plus, that is what the addition. So system came to know that, so it has to add the two numbers x and y, then only when you enter the equals number or enter, then it gives the output x plus y equals to something. So it's strictly your computer follows your instructions only. So next, one has to provide the step-by-step solutions of the problem to the computer. Why I am telling the step-by-step procedure? Because first I am giving the operator only plus, I am giving plus. System will get, computer will get in confused that what I have to do with this operator plus. Because of first we need to send the instructions to the computer in sequential manner. First we have to send the x and then y, then later we have to apply it addition, or else x plus y, then we have to give the equals or enter, then only system will get the clarity that I have to add the two numbers the user has instructed me. So that in the form of it's taking receiving the instructions, then it gives the output. That is why only I am telling you here, one has to provide step-by-step solution of the problem to the computer. Until unless you provide the instruction in the step-by-step format, system will not give you the right output. So otherwise it execute that any such kind of runtime error, a syntax error or semantic error, such a kind of errors can existed in your computer. So here the programmer has to write down the solution to the problem in terms of simple operations. Okay, simple operations which the computer can understand and execute. So always the programmer or user or programmer, okay, has to write the programming languages or programming codes. Okay, as you people are saying that what is Java, what is C, what is C++. Okay, source language is the source code is there, right? When it is going to high level language is called it as a programming languages. Okay, that is what the high level programming language is going to be. Yeah, high level programming level language is only be converted into the object level language, then only the system can understand it. Yeah, the programmer has to, but when you are writing a program or programming language, it must be in very simple operations. Okay, need not use very high level and hard kind of operations in the computer, because everything that you are getting into the computer, it must be understood by the computer only, then only it can execute the right result. Okay, first of all, how can we solve a problem? So to solve the problem, so we need to follow several kind of steps are existed here. First of all, the user has to understand the problem. What? The user has to understand the problem. This is the first one. And next, what is the understanding the problem? I will explain you one by one, no problem. And next, the user has to analyze the problem. And next, the user has to develop the solution. And again, it has to take the coding and test and debugging, next implementation and documentation. For example, I'm telling you one thing, I'm giving you an example. So you, from your village, you have to travel from your village to Hyderabad. Okay, from your village to Hyderabad. So what you have to do, that is what the problem. That is what the problem, you need to resolve it. So first you have to understand the problem. What is the problem? You need to travel from your village to Hyderabad. Okay, so next, that is what the understanding the problem. You have understood that you need to travel from your village to Hyderabad. So, and again, you need to analyze the problem. How you have to analyze? So how you want to reach the Hyderabad from your village? So you have to, in analyzing the problem, you may get many more ideas. So how you need to start journey? By bus or by car or by train, by any such kind of transport mode. Okay, that is what analyzing the problem. So first of all, while you are analyzing the problem, you want to go by train. from your village to Hyderabad. So what happens if the train is not available from your village to Hyderabad? If the train facility is not available from your village to Hyderabad, then you will go for another option. If the condition is there that if train is not available, then go for bus. Even the bus also not available. Okay, and how you have to go there? By car. Even car also not available. How will go? Bike. So something, what any kind of transport, you need to choose it according to your analyzing skills. Which one is the better one? The available options. That is what the user has to analyze, the very best solution to reach your destination. That is what the analyzing the problem. And next, developing the solution. Finally you came to one conclusion that so train is not possible, car is not possible, bike is not possible, bus transportation is only available. So accordingly you need to develop the solution. How you have to go there, whether you need to go need to take the ticket directly in the bus, or online reservation, or in bus stands, or current booking or online booking, whatever it is, you need to develop the solution first of all. Okay, in developing the solution there are many things. When you went to the bus stand, even the bus is ready, but seats are already no empty seats are available. So again you need to find out the alternate solution for that. If the seats are available, then you can approach the bus. What happens if the seats are not available? Then you go for another option, another bus. So that is how you need to develop the solution. And next, coding. Once you get the seat, and then accordingly you need to plan all your journey, and testing and debugging. What happens in between the journey? If the journey is successfully completed, then no problem. What happens if any disturbances occurred in between the journey? So the things you need to make it testing and debugging. Okay, and next, implementation and documentation. So finally you successfully completed your journey. The journey has to explain to other people how the journey started, how you come by the train or bus or anything. So that is how you implemented all your skills. And finally you need to prepare a documentation to explain others. So in the same way here also a task is there. Okay, so coming to the live example here, to prepare a calculator program. Okay, to prepare a calculator program, understanding the problem. So first of all you need to understand what is a calculator first. Calculator is nothing but to add the numbers, subtract the numbers, divide the numbers, and multiply the numbers. Just to take the 4 options only, not more than that. No percentages and all those things. Okay, just to take the only 4%. So first you need to analyze the problem. So compulsory 2 operators must require, means 2 inputs. At least 2 inputs are must required to enter to complete the solution. X, Y, and X plus Y. So the numbers must be 0 to 9. Calculator must requires 0 to 9 numbers. Okay, and while developing the solution, what the things you need to do? You need to implement the operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the ingredients are the objects that whatever you required is accordingly processed. So first you have to enter the instructions, then operation, then finally equals to symbol, then it gives the output. So here accordingly you have developed the solution. And next accordingly you need to take the coding. Why the coding help? What is the help of the coding here is system cannot understand our human language. Coding is nothing but high level language. High level language only can convert into the object level language. Okay, in a short time. Okay, that is what the thing going to be happen here. So first of all we have to understand the problem. Next we need to analyze the problem. In how many types we can find out the solution. That is what the analyzing the problem. Next, developing the solution. The better way, we need to choose the better way to get the successful output. Okay, coming to the first step, understanding the problem is there and how you can understand it. So before going to understand that, what is input data information is available. To understand the problem, first of all you need to have an idea about the input data, what you are giving to the computer, whether you are giving operators, or whether you are giving the alphabets, or whether you are giving the numbers, we are giving whatever it is. So first you have to idea about the input data. You must know about it, a data or information, whatever it is, and what does it represent. Okay, so what kind of data is going to be represented? For example, you can use the numbers for multiple purposes. For example, what I am saying is, in your classroom you people have 50 members. In your classroom people have 50 members. So if 50 members are coming to the IT subject, each and everybody obtained such a some kind of marks. The marks may be, they'll take it as a input data. Roll number 1 got the 50 marks, roll number 2 has 60 marks, 80 marks, 90 marks, 50 marks, 30 marks, 20 marks, like that. This is what the input data I am giving to the computer. So you have to understand that the input data is nothing but marks of your subject. Okay, what does it represent? It represents the marks that you are obtained in a specific subject, whatever it is, Telugu, Hindi, English, Maths, IT, whatever it is. It represents the marks of a specific subject. Okay, what format is it in? So data is in which format? Is it numbers or alphabets or expressions? What kind of format it is? So always the numbers in numerical format only. Yeah, is anything missing? So everything is, you need to find out that is everything is okay to complete the work. If anything is missing, then you need to add it again. So do I have everything that I need? Again, you need to question yourself that, do I have everything that I need to perform the task? Okay, what output information I am trying to produce? So once you need to find out the average. For example, you need to find out your average of all your subjects. Okay, so you need to gather the 6 subject marks. You have to add it and by total, and then you will find out the average, or once you want to find out the percentage. So what are the, you need to gather all the marks and all those things, then finally you will get the information that I'm trying to produce it or not. So how the result should look like, whether the result in the text format or picture format or graph format and etc. How you want to execute this kind of percentage or average or whatever it is. And finally, what I am going to have to compute. So finally, what you have to do it, whether you want to find out the average of your marks and percentage of your marks and so etc. of your marks. That is what you need to do, and you need to understand the problem before going to start the problem. Okay, next you have to analyze it. After understanding the problem thoroughly, you look at different ways of solving the problem and evaluate each of these methods. Okay, I'm telling you that while you traveling from your village to Hyderabad, okay, while you are traveling to your village to Hyderabad, there are many routes are available there, right? Yeah. Yeah, many routes are available. So first you need to understand that you want to travel your village to Hyderabad. So before going that, you have to analyze that, okay, which is the better route and in which route you are reach your destination in very short time. Okay, even the bus is available, train is available, and car is available. So which mode you are going to choose, that is what more important here. Okay, so better train is the better than bus. Okay, even car is the better than train. Even sometimes a train is better than car also. So in that manner you have to analyze that which method is best to reach your destination, and it gives the output in very short time, because the best program and better programmer always saves the resources. Resources means time is a resource, and any kind of things. Once you want to travel from here to there in a long way, then it is going to waste lot of money. and lot of time, okay, and your health, everything is coming to the under consideration of these resources. So you have to analyze the problem to complete it as early as possible with a less time and less resources. So that is what you have to analyze in the problem. So the idea here is to search an appropriate solution to the problem. Okay, a solution, a problem can solve in many kinds, but accordingly you have to choose a perfect solution and appropriate solution to that problem, and accordingly you have to develop the solution. So in this phase, once you understood the problem, then you had analyzed the problem, and next coming to the, you have to make the arrangements to complete the solution. That is what the developing the solution. In this phase, sequence of operations which was a result of analysis stage is expanded to form a detailed step-by-step solution. As I told you that you prepared everything for your tea. To prepare the tea, you gathered all the ingredients and all those things. So while developing the solution, you have to follow the steps in sequential manner only. In sequential manner only. As like you want to travel from your village to Hyderabad, okay, while you are going to, you booked the online ticket for the train and you are going to the bus station. Is there any meaning? No, it
No,
doesn't
sir.
meaning. No, it doesn't make any sense, because you book the ticket for train and you are going to the bus stand. It doesn't make any sense. What I'm saying is you have to develop your solution accordingly. As like you gathered all the ingredients in the to prepare the tea. So first you take the bowl and you added the sugar to that bowl. Doesn't make any sense. So that is why the sequential steps. Okay, the steps must be in sequential manner. What the step first you have to take, and what is the next step, and what is the next step, what is the next step. So accordingly the system also execute the steps accordingly and gives the successful result here in this developing the solution. So here a model is developed which looks like a program. This phase, it gives a phase to the program. So once you completely develop the solution, so this is what nothing but you develop the solution only. You are not converted into the coding. Just you have a plan of your task. So what you have to do first, and what you have to do next, what you have to do next. So then accordingly you need to convert everything. The next step of the developing the solution is coming to the coding. So what is the coding, sir? First you have taking the x and y is there. You need to take the first input is x and the second input is y, and the next third one is you have to receive the operation, addition or subtraction or whatever it is. But how it could come to the system could come to know that what thing that you are going to giving as input. You are this and that one is x, you know that, but system don't know what is x, system don't know what is y, and system don't know what is 2, and system don't know what is 3, 4, 5, 6 and all those things. You know that x and y are alphabets and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the numerical numbers, but system don't know. So here in this phase, whatever you develop the things that you are going to inserting to the x into that computer, you have to take input integers. You know what is integers, and you know what is alphabets, and you know what is all those things, numerical values, but system don't know that. But here, while you are giving the input int equals to x, so system can understand that whatever the user is giving, entering in the place of x is an integer. Integer means minus infinity to plus infinity. In between the minus infinity to plus infinity, whatever the number you are entered in the computer, it is going to be considered it as a integer only. Okay, that is what the instruction you are giving to the computer. Input int is nothing but integer. Okay, like that. So developed in the design phase is translated into a programming language. So it is essential to decide which technique or logic will more appropriate for program. So the logics and all these techniques I will explain in coming slides, no problem. So here once you completed the program and everything, test and debugging, once you successfully completed preparation of tea, then you have to what, test it whether the tea is good or bad. Whatever it is, something output will comes out, output something output is comes out, then you have to verify it whether it gives the right output or wrong output. So that you need to do is test and debugging the program. Testing means whether it is a good result or not. If it is a bad result, then you need to debug it. Okay, you need to debug it. Debug means nothing but testing is the process of finding errors. Testing is the process of finding errors. Whatever the program you have written and whatever the task you have done, you have to verify that is there any errors are there. If such errors are there, then you have to correct it. Okay, the process correcting the errors is called as a debugging. Okay, so here the testing the process is finding errors, and debugging the errors means correcting the errors is the debugging. So that is what the thing you need to finally apply to your program, testing and debugging. So the developer program is put to test in different conditions and verify at different levels for it proper and efficient working. So what I am doing is, once you have written a successful program to calculator, to addition, subtraction and all those things. So what I am doing is, instead of giving numbers, I am giving characters, special characters, comma, into and plus, divided by, and all those things I am giving as an inputs. At that time system will not accept it, because as you mentioned here, instead of x you have to give the only integers only, except that you don't give any other numbers. Whatever the value you want to give, you have to give in between minus infinity to plus infinity only. Okay, you should not enter except that words, just like a symbol, as symbol, dollar symbol, and symbol, star symbol. You should not enter such a kind of symbols, because the program instructed to the computer receives the inputs only in the form of integers. That is what the condition you have written in the program. So in the test and debugging program, you have entered except that integer you are giving to the different types of inputs to the computer. So at that time, the error will execute in your program. What kind of error means? The error message that please enter appropriate input. That is what you are. So that is what it telling that the proper and efficient working. Then only it is going to be. It is going to be give the successful output, the proper and efficient working. Then only the program is in successful manner. So once you give the wrong output, wrong input, then automatically it gives a error message. And implementation and documentation. So once you completed the coding, debugging, and completed your program and successfully, then you have to write a clear documentation about it, because the clear documentation is useful to the person who is going to be operated that program. For example, you purchase any electronic device in market, so they will provide you a menu or a guide or a handbook or whatever it is, because it explains all the information about that device, what the do's and don'ts and all those things implemented and in this documentation. So about this program only, as a programmer you can understand how you did the all the things, but even your the documentation or implementation can read by any non-programmer also can understand about the product or program or whatever it is. So that is what the helpful with the documentation. So here documentation refers to written descriptions, specifications, design, code and comments. Whatever the things included in it about your program, it is going to clearly explain in that documentation. For example, in your lab, whatever it in the 10th class or intermediate labs are going out there, right? For chemistry and physics, you are going to prepare records for it, for each and every experiment, what you are doing first one, what you are doing next. So that is what the documentation also here applicable in each and every program after completion of coding and testing and debugging and all those things. So you need to prepare a clear documentation. So the clear documentation can explain to the others about the program. That is what the usage of this implementation and the documentation. And next, modular approach. So the method, it is going to be completed actually understanding the problem, analyze the steps to problem solving is completed. Understanding the problem, you need to understand the problem, and next you have to analyze the problem for solutions. You need to develop the solution. Next, you have to prepare the code. Coding means you need to choose a specific platform on it. You want to convert the code into Java, okay, you can. You want to convert the code into C++, okay, in C or in Perl, Python, whatever it is. In which platform you are perfect, then you can accordingly convert your problem into that coding purpose.